This is another episode of The Blossom Podcast, your number one source for everything bariatric surgery, from pre-op to post-op. Registered dietitian Alex Conception gives you real, raw tips and motivation through your journey. This is The Blossom Podcast.
Hello guys, welcome back to the Blossom Podcast. I hope you are having a wonderful Sunday, productive family day, church, catching up, X, Y, and Z, and of course making sure you are staying on top of your goals, getting hydrated, hitting that protein, and making sure you are sticking to the protein and vegetables. But today, I did want to talk to you about something specific. I was tagged in a Facebook post, and I was just surprised to see that so many people were confused about this. Okay, so I do want to take a little bit of time and discuss it a little bit further, and that is weight versus volume. Okay, so basically, this post was saying that I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be weighing out 6 to 8 ounces versus the volume in terms of, you know, what can fit what can fit into like a measuring cup or something like that. So it is different. Okay, 6 ounces of protein weighed is different than 6 ounces of protein by volume. All right. And I've had scenarios as well where people will call me and say, hey, Alex, I'm weighing out 6 ounces of chicken, but I'm still able to eat more with the vegetables, etc. Okay. So did you not take out enough stomach? No, that is not the case. Okay. So your stomach volume when you have your procedure is going to be roughly 6 ounces. Okay. And let's assume that you can fill your stomach to 6 ounces comfortably. Okay. Now, if you were to take 6 ounces of chicken, weigh it out, and then you blend it, then it is going to be realistically less by volume. Same thing goes for spinach or vegetables. If you were to take and weigh out 6 ounces of spinach, which is a lot, and then you throw it in a blender and blend it up, it will decrease tremendously in terms of volume. So yes, once you chew it up, once you masticate, once you essentially physically blend it with your mouth, it's going to be a lot less. Now, when it comes to nutrient density, okay, this is where you do want to weigh it out. 3 ounces of protein, chicken, lamb, beef, pork, what have you, is going to be roughly 25-30 grams of protein. Now, it will maintain that nutrient density, or it will be that nutrient density if you weigh it raw. Okay, now that's raw versus cooked, because I'll give you another example. If you were to take, let's say, 10 ounces of beef, and then you make jerky out of it, now it's going to be, after it's done, probably about 5 or 4 ounces. Okay, so that's the difference in terms of nutrient density. Once you cook it, when you do cook it, basically the moisture depletes from it, but the nutrient density is going to maintain its integrity. So the more you cook it, if you're the type of person to have your steak well done, or if you do cook your meat to jerky, then obviously you are going to be getting more calories. You're going to get even more nutrients as well, which is fine, but I want you to be aware of those things. And of course, that's going to maintain its integrity and its value when it comes to what you can fit into your pooch. So if you were to do 3 or 4 ounces of protein, and that's why I say measure out your protein, 3 or 4 ounces, because that ensures that you are getting adequate amount of protein, and then fill up on non-starchy veggies. Eat till your heart desires of non-starchy veggies, because once you chew it up, once you masticate it, once you physically blend it with your mouth, it will be a lot less. Okay, but when we're calculating, when we're adding to our Baritastic app, when we're making sure that we're getting adequate amount of calories, that's why you want to make sure that you are doing it raw. Now, here's a little nutrition hack, a nutrition tip, because it is very, very tedious to weigh everything raw. Okay, typically, the cooked weight of protein is 1 ounce less of the raw version. So if you were to cook 6 ounces of chicken, after it's cooked, it's roughly 5 ounces cooked. Okay, same thing goes with beef, unless you like to eat it rare, which is not going to be much less in terms of its weight. Makes sense? I hope that makes sense. So if you were to, and the reason why I say that too is because you'd want to make food in bulk, and that goes for something like a meatloaf, or if you were to do like burgers or something like that, or make just a ton of chicken. You'd want to be able to just cut it up and weigh it out. Okay, and when you weigh it out, it's gonna be, if you're shooting for 4 ounces raw, or 4 ounces is the goal, and that's what you are logging into your app to calculate your calories, you're gonna be actually weighing physically 3 ounces to get closer to that number that you're logging. Okay. So that's basically the gist. We want to make sure that understanding nutrient-wise, weighing raw is going to be the full value, and if you cook it, it is roughly 1 ounce less, unless you like it jerky. Okay, and weight is different than volume. So if you were to just make sure you portion out your protein, and then when it comes to the non-starchy veggies, eat to your heart desires, you will be on track and you will be perfectly fine. Okay, I hope that answers your questions. I hope that that gets through. And please email me, or reach out, jump on the Facebook group if you have any additional questions. We can elaborate it, especially on the live Facebook groups, things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and I will talk to you in the next. Peace.
This was another episode of the Blossom Podcast. For more motivation and future episodes with Alex, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any life-changing moments.